como la flor, con tanto amor, me diste tú, se marchitó, me marchó hoy. Yo sé perder. How far do we want to go with this? Como me duele.
Hey, shout out to the people sliding in my DMs. I appreciate it.
Sam, stop being weird.
No,
Hello,
I do.
everybody,
I
and welcome back to the Come for Love podcast. I'm Maddie, and I'm here with
Yesenia.
Ooh. Sam.
Yeah.
People keep flirting with Sam.
They do keep flirting with me.
But no one can find you on social.
Which is good.
Gross.
Which is weird because you're like tagged in every post. So it's like,
are you?
I am tagged, and people are finding me now. Not for nasty things. Like someone told me they listen to us while they run. They're running a marathon, and they listen to us while they run. I'm like, girl, do you? I'm not going to be there, but I'm glad we're supporting you in this run.
You're like, that would never be me.
It would never be
like,
me. It would be Maddie. It would be Maddie. Maddie loves running, but
I would walk.
Me.
I'd be walking. I'd be like, it's going to take me 24 hours to finish this run, but I'll finish.
You're supporting.
Yeah, I'm supporting by walking.
Exactly.
I'm saving my knees.
That's me.
By walking.
And I'm not even supporting by walking. I'm on the sideline with a bottle of water. And you run to me and I give it to you.
Well,
you run away.
If I honestly saw you at a race, I'd be like, bruh, like this next story.
Oh, Maddie! Maddie!
Am I the asshole for audibly saying bruh when my sister announced she was pregnant again?
Depends how you said it.
It's probably like, bruh.
Like disappointed?
Yeah.
No, you got to keep that on the inside.
Yeah.
Because I have
is there an
friends who
excited
had
bruh?
another kid.
Bruh!
Oh, I guess.
No one said bruh.
Yeah, no.
Bruh!
Bruh there's definitely a way to deliver bruh, and it's only one is bruh.
You can only say bruh.
Maybe we can reenact this story at the end.
Okay. That'd be a good one.
Yeah. Because that would be I think you should be the bruh person.
Yes.
You could give so many different bruhs.
I could.
Okay. You're like excited for the end of the story and you're like, okay, I'm ready.
I was, my freshman year in high school, I was given a supporting role even though I've never done acting before.
Oh, okay.
So, like supporting
Not the
roles
hair
a big
swipe,
deal.
I saw that.
Brag, okay.
Wait, so what did you guys say? Do you guys say yes or no?
Yeah, you gotta keep that.
You gotta keep it inside.
Oh, okay.
Because I was like, I have a friend who, when she had another kid, we were like, I was saying bruh in my head, but I would never say that to her. It's like you're having too many kids, right?
How much is too much to where you'd say it out loud?
5. On kid number 5, I'm saying bruh.
I feel like those it's those string ones where it's like, what is the phrase? It's like when you have back-to-back kids and it's like
stair step?
It's like, cause like I can't remember
Irish
the phrase.
twins.
No, it's like a phrase and it's like blank and blank, cause it's like you only have a certain amount of time before you can start having sex to have another kid. I don't remember it.
I think you're making this up.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna find it.
He'll find it, but he's making it up.
Am I the asshole for audibly saying bruh when my sister announced that she was pregnant again? Hello, I, female 16, a younger sister to Lori, 26 female. Me and Lori have never been close since we had different dads. I was an affair baby. She's always resented me for ruining her family, but whatever. Lori has 6 kids. Yes, 6. Ooh. Twin boys, Beck and Joe, who are 7, planned. Yeah. A girl, Liliana, who's 6, unplanned. Another girl, Angel, who's 5, planned. Mm-hmm. Another boy, Keith, who's 2, planned. And another baby boy, Carl, who's 9 months, not planned. Despite the fact that Lori is incapable of taking care of these kids, 4 of them were actually planned. Because she knows my pushover mom will give her money and watch the kids. Mm. My mom even quit her job to do so, even turning her workroom into a nursery for Carl. We're pretty well off, but we can't do this forever. I try not to judge and just ignore Lori like she does to me, even though when my mom is busy doing something like changing a diaper, I have to step in and help, especially with the twins since they're very rough with each other. Tonight at dinner, Lori's boyfriend joined, a father to just Carl, as well as Lori's father. This wasn't abnormal, so I didn't think anything of it until my sister said that she had some exciting news. I wish she'd say something else, but I knew what she was going to say. I'm pregnant, she would say. Everyone went dead silent until I said, bruh. I didn't even mean to say it out loud, but come on. Lori gave me a death stare and said, if I wanted to say something, then I should just say it. So I did. Lori, this is your, I take a moment to count, 6th child. You know we can't keep supporting you. Without mom, you'd be on the streets. You know that. Look at mom. She's so tired. She's absolutely taking care of your kids, and so am I. I bet I've changed more diapers than you have, you selfish bitch. She began to cry and ran out into her boyfriend's car. He followed and they drove off. My mother then began to cry. She left to go take Carl back to bed since he woke up. It was just me and Lori's dad, and he began to yell and told me that I was a brat and that Lori was a great mother, and then he stormed off. I'm sitting here in the morning watching the boys, and I'm thinking, was I too obnoxious? My mom says that a lot. I don't mean to be because of my autism, but come on, please give me some feedback. Reddit, am I the asshole?
Oh my gosh. First of all, wasn't kids named Beck and Joe?
Uh-oh.
You're like, that's my problem.
Wasn't that the character from You? Isn't it Beck and Joe?
It is Beck and
weird.
Joe, yeah.
That was that immediate. I was like, you. That's your sister, Joe. Okay.
For clarification, the dad that was there, it sounded like you said he was the dad of the mom too, but I'm sure that wasn't right.
No, so
he's
it
the dad of
was
two of the
Lori's
kids.
dad and Lori's baby daddy.
Okay.
Oh, so there's 2 men there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Not the same man.
But not the OP's dad, because that was the cheating.
Yeah, because they have different dads.
Also, what does OP stand for?
Original poster. So that's the person who wrote it.
Got it.
Yeah, you got to get in the Reddit lingo.
Yeah.
But no, I don't think they're the asshole.
I don't think so either.
Listen, if you're taking care of somebody else's kids, I would understand the frustration where they're like, you're having a baby, but I'm raising that baby. Right. I mean, you know, I'd be pissed off too, because if that was happening to my mom, I'm like, so you're going to make her raise your kids? Like, and you're just going to go run around and do whatever? I can't believe she had 4 planned babies. That's crazy.
Wait, so wasn't this baby number 7? Because I thought you said they had 6 kids.
Yeah, they have 6 kids, so it's baby number 7.
Yeah, she said you had 6 kids.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought she was like, oh, this is baby 6. This is... Y'all
Maybe.
missing... Where's Carl at? Someone find Carl. Carl's gone.
Carl's 9 months old.
Carl grew up to
a
be
baby
that other
named
Carl.
Carl's the funniest thing.
With a K. Carl with a K.
A C is like weird.
Carl grew up to be that other Carl in that other Reddit story.
Oh, no, Carl's out here.
So she had 3 unplanned children.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's not normal.
It happens.
Yeah.
I feel like 1. It's usually just 1.
Well, the second time you're like, well, happened again, my bad.
You should learn.
And then the second time you're like, it'll never happen again. That's when you're like, it can't happen again. It already happened twice. And you're like, 3 times.
Like there are things you can do. You can Google it. How to not
things.
accidentally have a baby.
Yeah.
The only reason why he would kind of be not necessarily an asshole, but just kind of wasting his breath is because she's probably not going to change.
Yeah.
Like I have someone in my life who I kind of have to support, and I've since stopped enabling them, but they're still going to go and leech off of other people or see who will like help them because they're, you know, a poor sad case, you know, hasn't learned.
That's literally what I was thinking, was the mom is like enabling her, even though she's just desperately just trying to help her daughter. But in a way, she is enabling her. So is OP in this position. But I'm like, what do you do? Because they're not your responsibility, but the person whose responsibility is, are they going to take responsibility of the babies? And it's not the baby's fault, but also you're like, listen, I mean, how do you stop enabling when it sounds like they live at your house? Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
How much
you just have to, because I know people who had this where they had like their daughter with their kid living with them, and they were just wild, going crazy, going out of the club and stuff, and they were taking care of the baby. And I'm like, even though this is my granddaughter, I can't keep enabling you for the action you're doing. You need to take care of your kid, so you do have to practice tough love and really pray that they do get, like, they take it to heart and they change and they try to do something different. But you can't, maintaining it over time is not going to help them. Enabling them and keeping enabling them is not going to help them.
Yeah.
But
7
it's hard
kids
to do
on your own.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I don't know how that's going to be possible.
That's too many.
7 kids with 2 parents is a lot. I mean, people that have 2 kids, they still a lot of times rely on their their parents, so grandparents.
They outnumber you.
Yeah.
You never want to be outnumbered by your kids.
Get up.
Well, how you gonna stop that? you can't.
Polyamory. It's out there.
Unless
Anyway.
they have more kids in there.
You have a what's a 7 pod? A septopod?
So you're saying, so you know how there's a term for people that are homeless and they'll just sleep with you to have a home.
Yeah.
You're saying I'll sleep with you if you help me raise my
For
kids.
childcare.
OP saying something though in that moment, it didn't help anything.
Right.
Like it just added more fuel to the fire. Like I understand voicing your frustrations, but like do it in a time and place where it all makes sense. And it's not just you that have these frustrations. It's the parents as well, because they're raising the kids too.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, like you're saying, this doesn't hit 100% close to home, but dealing with somebody who's like, they're very reactive, you can tell the moment they explode, everybody else caters to them. The moment you give a normal reaction. So I think this is a normal reaction to be like, you're on your 6th or 7th kid.
That's crazy.
Bruh. Like, I don't know. Especially a sibling reaction. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to tell you exactly what I think.
Yeah, you can tell your
Yeah.
sibling, bruh.
I'm like, I think you're dumb for that. They didn't say that. They said, bruh.
Yeah.
So-
Well, then they asked, what do you mean? And then they
They went off.
went
But
firmly and said everything that they mean. I think they went really far.
Yeah.
it's like, hey.
Yeah, the bruh was okay. The going kind of in depth, that's like, okay, maybe.
Well, it's funny because you're like, yeah, you hear about a baby and everyone's like, oh, congratulations. That's what you're expecting. Like, congratulations, a baby.
The miracle of
you hear,
life.
Bruh. Like, oh my God.
Come on.
Oh, brother.
Oh, brother.
Okay, if we're acting this one out, I want to be the mom.
Okay, I'll be the pregnant mom. So I don't have to say a line.
You're OP.
I want to be
You're
OP.
I'll be
Bruh.
like that.
Okay.
So, dinner's pretty good, Mom. Thanks for making it.
Yeah, I'm just so tired.
Oh, I think my baby pooped. Can you get that?
Yeah, I got it.
Thanks.
Don't get up. I'll get
I
the
wasn't
bait. No,
going
okay,
to.
I'll get the-
This is really good.
Hey, Carl. Carl's a grown man, right? But okay.
Yeah.
It's a big boy.
Huge.
Yeah.
What are you feeding Carl?
Well, still breastfeeding, so.
It's a linebacker.
Gravy? Is gravy coming out of you? This is crazy.
That's kind of gross. I'm trying to
okay,
eat
yeah,
my
okay. No, I'm sorry.
dinner,
I'm sorry, honey.
get the baby.
Okay.
So, actually, speaking of baby, I have some news.
What is it?
I'm pregnant.
Bruh.
OP, do you have something you want to say?
Yeah. This is your 7th? Wait, is it? Yeah.
Wow.
This is your 7th baby. You can't even take care of your own that you have already.
I think I'm doing a good job of watching her now. Him now. Whatever, whoever it is.
Or is
You know his
mom?
name? Which kid is this?
This is
That's
Carl.
Karen.
Okay. I think it's. I don't know actually.
I have more to say.
Okay.
Honey, can
And I-
you please not? It's fine.
No, Mom, let her say it. Let her say it.
I need my lines. I forgot them.
Whose line is it?
Line.
Can't take care of your own kids.
We
that
can't
you have
keep
already-
supporting you. You'd be out on the streets if it wasn't for Mom. She's so tired. She's always taking care of your kids. I've changed more diapers than you selfish.
Mom has to take care of them. And look at her. She's tired. She can barely
She's doing
even throw
good.
away the diaper.
She's doing good. Mom, actually,
you take
he
this
has got
one
something
too?
on his face. so-
Seriously.
Hey, that was close to my face. Careful.
You good, Carl? Carl. Okay.
Ugh.
Take this one too.
I have more to say though.
Oh, okay.
I'm not done.
It's fine.
You'd
Here,
be out on the
I'll hold the
street.
baby.
We're
You wanna
enabling
actually-
you.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh, you okay?
It's up
No,
on the
but I'm
floor.
listening,
Are
OP.
you
I'm
okay?
listening.
I'm trying to deliver my
Get
lines
that
and you're
kid.
really distracting.
I'm sorry, these kids are everywhere.
Get that
Yeah, they're
kid.
so cute.
Come here, kid.
So many everywhere.
Don't kick it though.
Okay, I'm
Okay.
trying to grab it.
Oh yeah, and you're a bitch.
Honey, come on.
Okay,
Why would
that's
you
facts.
say that?
Wow. You feel that way?
Yo, that's crazy.
I'm leaving now.
Yeah.
I know you guys are arguing. Can you get that? There's a baby hanging from
Honey,
the chandelier.
let's
Someone
go.
get the baby. Okay. Your kid's up. Okay.
Do you have something to say?
I do got something to say. You can't be saying that to your little sister like that. That's not fair. You know, we're trying our hardest. It's family. It's all about family. That's why I shave my head and they call me Dom, because it's all about family at the end of the day. And that's why I've been driving cars this whole time, because it's all about family. Now she's gonna raise them kids, we gonna raise them kids, and you gonna raise them kids, because it's all about family.
Except for me.
Yeah, she's fine.
And scene.
And scene. It was Fast and the Furious the whole time. Dominic Toretto is entering the building. It's crazy. I didn't expect that.
Yeah, this actually wasn't from the Am I the Asshole subreddit. It was from the
That's the
Fast
second
and Furious
movie. That's too Fast and
subreddit.
Furious. That's the plot of
Yeah.
it.
Yep.
They had all those kids and they were driving to get away. It was crazy.
Well, I think it's like a metaphor. Like the more cars you see, that's the more babies in the
Yeah,
family.
That's so
Like,
true.
So-
That's
Every
so
every
good.
opposing thing was just like child support and stuff.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
so
yeah.
true.
Yeah.
They stole DVD players in the first movie.
What?
They stole DVD
Oh, yeah.
players. That was the plot of the first movie. They were thieves who stole
Like,
DVD players from a truck.
Yep.
And now they're freaking driving
They're
with
driving in
Decepticons.
space. They're in space shuttles.
Are they in space?
Yes. I think
Ludicrous.
7, they went to space.
7 babies.
Is that a Ariana Grande song? 7 babies?
No, 7 rings.
Oh, same thing.
Oh, okay.
7 baby.
7 rings.
7 rings.
Like, wait, are we moving on?
She was about to do it.
Like this next one.
Is that one
Wait,
of
is that
them?
one of them?
Oh, engagement ring.
Oh.
I give it a
okay.
C- on the
Oh.
trans-
Yeah, I was very unconfident.
You should probably cover how the OP was autistic in the last story.
I feel like her autism didn't really have much to play in the story because it was mentioned at the end, but I feel like a lot of people would say that. Like, you know,
I
we were
would
saying
say that. I guess that was one thing in the story is you can't speak up for someone else. The mom being quote unquote a pushover, you're doing nothing. Just like Brandon said, it's like you're not really doing anything to help anything. The mom's still going to do what she's going to do. You're not changing anyone's mind. The mom needs to speak up for herself and say, bruh.
Yeah, her bringing that up, it did. That's my one thing. It just doesn't make sense because, like, bro, like, okay, you saying, bruh, or even them getting mad, it's like, that's not going to revert the fact that there's 7 kids now. That's not, it literally does nothing, but you can get stuff off your chest. That's about it.
But maybe you do need to say, because maybe someone should have said bruh at kid number 4.
People-
and we
people-
wouldn't be in the situation. But you're finally saying bruh, so maybe there won't be a kid number 8.
Update this kid.
Oh my gosh. Can you
I would
imagine?
die. You're like,
They're
kid number
twins.
8. You're like, oh. They're
Carl
triplets.
too.
Carl too.
I feel like she wouldn't be creative
Yeah,
with
she
names.
can't think. She's like, I literally named all the names I had.
Carl, but with 2 Ks. It's just gonna be dangerous if she has another kid.
Ooh.
That'd be
Not
that
triple
wouldn't.
K Carl.
No,
Not
no,
triple K
no.
That
Carl.
sounds like a villain.
Okay, so am I the asshole for not giving my engagement ring to my dead fiance's family?
Whoa.
Like giving it back?
Yeah.
This is definitely a show I've seen before. Virgin River.
Virgin River.
It was a plot line on Love is Blind a few seasons ago.
I want to remember my fiance. This is a ring my fiance gave me, right?
Yeah, what are you going to do with the ring?
Yeah, because this is different from we got engaged and then we broke up.
Broke up.
Wait, I need a timeline though.
Unless they did break up and
What
then
do
they
you mean?
died.
I feel like because eventually they'll probably remarry. So maybe once they're over it, they've grieved. Then it's like, okay, I'm ready to move on with this symbolically.
Am I the asshole for not giving my engagement ring to my dead fiance's family? Deleted account because my new job friends know my usual account and they don't know about me being formally engaged. Dead fiance's name is John, and I'll start at the beginning. About 4 years ago, I was engaged to John after dating for 4 years. When he proposed, the ring he used was 2 sizes too big. We went back to the store that he bought it from 2 weeks before proposing, and he kept the receipt. got the right size, and kept the same style. We did plan to have a wedding after 3 years of planning and savings. But 10 months after the proposal, John passed away in a car accident, and I used the savings for the wedding to pay for his funeral. The day after the funeral, John's brother came to me asking for the ring. I asked why. His response was that the ring had been passed down by their family for 5 generations. I told him that was BS because I have proof of the ring being bought for me less than a year ago. We argued for a bit and then he stormed out. Then I get calls from John's family saying that I'm the liar and demanding for the ring. Then I got a letter from their lawyer in the mail. They demanded that I reimburse them for the cost of John's funeral as well. So I got myself a lawyer, showed the proof about the ring and how I paid for the wedding in court, and I won. I thought the madness was over until John's sister recently messaged me. She and her boyfriend are engaged, but haven't gotten a ring, and she wants John's ring. After I said no, she went crazy, messaging me nonstop, demanding for the ring. I have blocked her over and over again, but she finds new ways around it. I was having brunch with my friend. My mobile was on the phone, and a message from the sister popped up, and my friend saw it. My friend knows about everything, and before sister's first message, I explained her messages. Friend believes that I'm the asshole and that I should give her the ring. She told my other friends, and they're all saying the same thing. Now I'm doubting myself. So am I the asshole? And then there's an update after this.
What kind of friends?
I know.
Yeah. And family.
Well, I could only see you're the asshole if it is actually the family heirloom ring.
But she had receipts.
But it's not, yeah.
But I'm like, if it's not, I don't get what the friends are saying. What are they?
And the family's trying to scam her out of the ring and out of the funeral costs that she paid for.
That's wild.
That's crazy. She has the receipt. She literally went to court, proved both of them wrong, and now the sister's coming back after court. That's crazy.
Restraining order.
What do you do though? Just ignore them. Could you just ignore them?
Restraining order. I have trust issues though.
Oh.
Like hearing these stories, I'm like, because I saw this one story and this person, like, it was like one of those stories where it was like someone said something and then it got so popular that someone made a response and told their side of the story. And there was so many holes that you wouldn't see in the first story that he cleared up in the second. And I'm like, the only thing that's strange to me is that, okay, I could understand if, you know, it was like just the family was freaking out about it and like doing all that stuff. Like that is understandable. They're grieving, you know, or they want the money, you know, they're trying to get a ring too. But the friends too, like,
Right.
Like you have no ties to the family at all. Why are you so invested in this and saying I'm in the wrong?
Especially if you heard the full story. Because it's like they tried to screw me over twice. Funerals are really expensive. I had to use all the savings for the wedding on the funeral of my dead fiance. Right.
What Brandon was trying to say was, we're not getting the full story.
You don't think so?
Yeah, he's saying that if the friends also don't agree, we're getting half the story because the friends are closer to her and they're seeing something else that we're not seeing, that OP is probably obscuring, seemingly. Because it is funny, we do these stories a lot. We just automatically trust the OP. Like that's just the thing you think. We're getting the story firsthand from them, so we just trust what they say. It doesn't mean they're always right. And I don't know in this story.
Or the family probably got to them somehow, to the friends.
Oh, you think the family got to them?
And was like, well, they're just blah, 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 lie, you know.
I'm
and
not
so
rolling
maybe
that
the
out
friends,
either, actually.
maybe the, friends were brainwashed.
I really don't understand the friend's position. I guess I am trusting OP, but also like she has receipts for everything. She has receipts for...
And she won at court.
Yeah, she won at court. So it's like, I don't know if the friends are just not paying attention. They're like, because it is customary, I feel like you said, when engagements end not because of death, you usually sometimes do give it back. You don't have to because it's a gift. It's like, hey, I want to marry you. But usually it's like, give the ring back.
Okay, I didn't want it.
But I don't know why the friends are mad. I don't get it.
Because I could see a way where this story, where everything OP said is true, but there's just parts that we don't know, and that's what's making them an asshole, but they're just conveniently taking those out. Because a friend is for me the real weird part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The friend saying, yeah, you're the asshole was weird to me.
And it wasn't even like a 50-50 split. Like some of them
They're
was
all
like
saying
50.
it?
Yeah, they're like, weren't they all saying it? They're like, she said my friends, right?
She told one friend, and I think the one friend told other friends. So the one friend gave the perspective to the other friends. So I don't know. I feel like when you're like retelling a story, you're telling it with your bias.
Telephone.
So telephone. So yeah, I don't know.
Or are the friends the family?
Oh, it's like the sister-in-law.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like your other sister.
Yes.
They're not actually friends.
Update.
Update.
Yeah, what's the update? I gotta hear
Okay, so thank you all for your support. I didn't expect this post would have so much attention. I'll try to reply to all of your comments. I'm adding more info as requested to answer the repeated questions. Extra info about the ring. The ring is part of a company that designs jewelry based off of movies and mass produce each style in different sizes. This company started after 2000 when we went to the store to get the right size. John asked for ring 1 to be swapped with the right size and the same style ring 2. If he did modify ring 1 with any family diamonds, he would have asked for ring 1 to be resized. After the swap and when he was telling his parents about the engagement, I showed them the ring and John told them where he got it from and the size swap. The parents never said anything about the heirloom ring and family diamonds. It was only after the wedding is when they started saying that their great-great-great-grandparents were the ones that bought the ring and it's an heirloom. Extra info about the funeral cost. John's parents messaged me about not being able to afford the funeral. My thoughts at the time was they couldn't afford it because sister is about to start college and put the wedding fund to good use because the wedding isn't going to happen anymore. I paid for everything for the funeral. The parents didn't pay at all. I guess during my grief and shock of John's death might have made me forget that the family owned most of the business and had housing accommodations in town. It was during court that I found out that he had life insurance and that the money went to his parents, and it was 2 times the cost of the funeral. Extra info about court. When I received their lawyer letter, I thought it was fake, but I called my friend who was a lawyer. I explained the situation to him and asked him to check if it was real or fake. He told me to meet him with the letter and all the documents for the ring and the funeral. He said the letter is real and he will help me. I did think that after their lawyer saw my proof, that would be the end of the madness. But next thing I know, we're in court. Most of the time I was confused, but I just spoke the truth and showed all my proof. The judge awarded me to be reimbursed for funeral costs, legal fees, and emotional distress. Reasons why John's sister wants the ring. In her first message asking me for the ring, she said that John would have wanted her to have it, and it would feel like John is a part of her next step in her life and let his spirit know he's not forgotten. Sister knows that the ring was bought by John because she was at the engagement party, and at the party, we told everybody about the proposal and how it went, swapping rings due to the size issue. I should have mentioned that the ring is Lord of the Rings themed, and we were planning on a Lord of the Rings themed wedding because we met at a Lord of the Rings event.
Oh, that's so...
I recall sister telling John to change the ring to a Disney theme, her protest of our theme idea and saying Disney wedding instead during the engagement party. To explain why my friends think sister should have the ring, the friend from brunch who saw the messages from sister and told others about this read sister's first message asking for the ring. Friend believes there's a good, valid reason from sister. Friend also believed that the ring should actually be used, not stuck in a box somewhere or most likely lost. I pointed out that I do use the ring. I wore it during engagement, court madness with his family, and kept it on for a year after we won the case. Then only wearing the ring on his birthday and anniversary of our first meeting, when he proposed and when he died. Friend called me a sad, selfish asshole and stormed off.
Gosh.
Next thing I know, my other friend started messaging me about being an asshole and how sister should get the ring. After the sister's recent messages, I have called my lawyer friend. I sent him screenshots of her messages and we have a meeting this week. I'm also rethinking my friendship with the friends that says I'm the asshole and should give the ring to sister. So after all this, I'll update you all. Thank you so much for your support. And I don't think I checked to see if anything happened, actually.
Oh my God.
Well, now that we got the context, disregard everything I said in that previous point. Yo, those friends are ridiculous.
So they don't know the full story then.
Yeah.
That makes sense why they wouldn't be on her side then.
Mm-hmm.
That's wild.
Even though I'm kind of getting why the sister would ask for it now, because it's a Lord of the Rings. So I'm like, you're definitely not getting married again. Who are you going to get married to? So let me use it because someone actively is going to get married, you weird Lord of the Rings nerd.
No, imagine someone saying that's a family heirloom. And it's
Lord of the Rings. You're like, Lord of the Rings is not way there's a family heirloom. It's your Lord of the Rings. Because if I'm getting a ring from a movie, it's going to be Made in Manhattan. Shout out, we're back again. Made in Manhattan. I would get the ring that J-Lo had in Made in Manhattan. It was beautiful.
Describe it.
It was...
What shape?
Can I get there? So it was a heart shape. Yeah.
That's tacky.
It was cute on her. Okay. And so when I marry J-Lo, then that's probably what I'd get her. Okay.
I'm still stuck on this family heirloom thing. Like you're older than your great-great-grandfather was older than the franchise.
No, Lord of the Rings, the books are old. So they're talking about the books.
Oh,
Well,
it is.
that's still old.
Well, what I'm stuck on is the fact that they got his life insurance, which was 2 times the amount of the funeral, and they're like, we don't have any money to pay for the funeral.
Well, that's why I got confused because OP paid for the funeral, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they sued her to be reimbursed.
Yeah, they tried to say that they paid for it.
Oh, so they lied and said they paid for it and then tried to get extra money. They didn't pay for it and then they already got the life insurance.
Are we surprised? They wanted the ring.
Villains. They're actually true
They wanted the ring. They said it was heirloom. They said we paid for the funeral. She's like, no, I have receipts. And then that's when she showed it. And so that's when they said in court, it was revealed that they had the insurance that was 2 times worth the amount of the funeral cost. And so the judge reimbursed her the funeral prices and the lawyer fees and other stuff too. So they had to pay.
Are the parents Gollum? Is it just Gollum? Like, my precious.
I don't get those jokes because I haven't seen Lord of the Rings.
I slept through it, but I knew Gollum wanted the ring.
Yeah. Everyone knows that, Maddie.
It's like the gross, scary looking guy.
Yeah. He wants the ring.
He looks like, isn't there like is he like a gross looking version of Dobby?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
With like 2
Shout out
hairs.
Dobby, man.
Yeah. Shout out Dobby's freedom.
I know.
Yeah.
Free Dobby.
Dobby has a sock.
Freedom. But honestly, I would really just cut off everybody, just like our next story.
Good job.
Thank you.
So everybody's in the game but you, Brandon.
I know I gotta get some points on the board.
He said, I'm ready. I'm about to get in there.
Yeah.
Are you hitting them all or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Clang.
Ow!
Oh God!
Sorry, my leg. Okay, would I be the asshole for financially cutting off my daughter after she told me not to expect her to care for me in my old age?
Ooh.
Which she said, don't expect me to care for you.
Basically, yeah. She's like, you're about to
And
go
so
to
you
the
cut her
elderly
off?
home. Yeah, he's like, can I cut her off?
I'm assuming she's an adult, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I got to save money since you're not going to take care of me, so I got to cut you off.
It's grind season. I can't talk to
I was
nobody.
I was hoping you would do it, but if you ain't doing it, you got to save.
I guess it's
money.
me.
So yeah, you're not the asshole.
Okay, so my 44 male, daughter 23 female,
Okay.
does not get along with my wife. We've been married for 2 years. My wife and I got together when she was at college. My ex-wife doesn't like her, and I have a feeling that's the biggest part of it. My daughter can't really seem to point out what she doesn't like. Just in general, she's a stuck-up B-word, or she always has an attitude. And my daughter recently graduated, and we have been helping her pay bills here and there as she's looking for a job in her field. We usually give her about $1,000 a month. Recently, she was at our home, and her and my wife got into an argument over my daughter leaving a mess in the kitchen. As I'm trying to defuse the situation, my daughter started screaming that I was a piece of shit for siding with my wife, and that she was going to remember this when I'm older and I need her. This floored me, and at this point, I just walked away. After giving it some thought, I realized that I don't want my future to be in the hands of someone else, especially someone who intends to lord that over me. I would never place that expectation on her to care for me, but I do feel that since she made it clear that any support from her in my old age would come with strings, it makes more sense to invest that money so that my later years will be paid for. So would I be the asshole if I redirect that $1,000 a month into retirement versus helping my daughter?
I changed my mind.
Okay.
I think you could.
Yeah?
Yes. Because 23, I remember I was still kind of immature because I was a little bit not spoiled, but like I was raised like, Mika, you're a princess. You deserve the best. Don't settle for any man. You know, like very like whatever. So I was still stuck up at 23, I think, very. And so I would say things. I've even just last month I went off on my mom. And I called her incompetent. It was really mean to her.
But you apologize. You're like, I'm sorry, Mom.
Didn't, because we're Mexican, so we don't apologize.
Right. You just move on.
Brush it under the
we like say something nice or like
I like your hair.
Gift something to break the
I
silence.
family thing.
But like I know I'm kind of the more stable sibling, so I know it's gonna be on me to take care of her. Even though she's caused trauma in my life, like I'm still gonna take care of my mom.
Yeah,
it's my mom, and like she did a lot of good for me too. You know, like she raised me to be a confident leader. You know, passionate. Set a lot of great examples. Some bad, of course, but like you know, I'm still gonna.
As parents, nobody's perfect.
Yeah. I think like because one outburst, like you're gonna cut her off and you're gonna make all these decisions. Like I don't know.
I get where you're coming from. Because I'm the youngest. I'm the same way in a lot of ways where I might say something dumb. And I do understand 26 and still being like, thanks for letting me live here. You know, like you guys are really nice, not charging me anything, you know, and getting my life together.
Wait, you
but
don't get charged anything?
No.
Mama G, let me move in. Oh my God.
There might be a room opening up.
I might
sleep
be
on the
there.
couch.
Yeah, I'll be anywhere.
He's like, I can sleep in your bed.
I wouldn't say that because that's disrespectful to your mom.
But you want it to happen because you always hit on my mom and you need to stop.
Sam, don't do that.
At her party, she said I was flirting with her whole family.
You were watching Young and the Restless with her. That's flirting.
I like Young and the Restless.
You're like, oh my God.
That is so bad.
Well, she was giggling, so.
And she doesn't giggle.
Mama G was giggling.
She's like, and Mom, I know you watch these, so
Mama
you were
G
giggling.
Knows. She already knows. She already knows.
I'm thankful, but honestly, something like this, even if it was temporary or permanent, it would make me be like, okay, I need to look at my own self. And somebody later says in the comments, like there's like a lot of entitlement from his daughter. And I feel like that's maybe what it is, where it's like an expectation of like, listen, you helped me out. And even kind of the way that she was potentially leaving a mess in the house, like she's at somebody else's house, leaving a mess. The wife comes in, maybe they just don't like each other, so they're picking fights. But I don't know. I see your point too. But I feel like this could be maybe a good move in the right direction to be like, either I stick to it and I do just be like, I don't want you to rely on me. I don't want you to rely on me. I want you to be able to take care of yourself instead of hoping that you'd rely on me in the future. So today I was at this like financial whatever. There was a financial aspect that I thought was really interesting. So you talk about how, and I feel the same way, you're like, there's eventually one of the kids that's going to have the responsibility of taking care of the parent. And it was an example of like, let's say grandpa, his daughter, their daughter, and then the baby. And how when you start with grandpa in like this mindset, not saying that's what yours is, but I'll say it for me, it's like a mindset of poverty of like, okay, I need to rely on me and take care of, in like the money that I have that comes in, I spend it because I want it to look nice. You know, I'm not thinking about the future. And basically as the example goes on, it's like, okay, so the next generation is like, okay, well, you know, I have to think about taking care of dad and like, I can't really think about my future because I have to get the stuff that I need. Oh, now I have a kid. Now I have to think about my kid and the future and stuff like this. And so it basically goes down the line. And the example, the physical example was showing is like the people are leaning on the kids. And it talks about how even if it's not meant to, the kids feel the pressure of like, eventually I'm going to have to take care of mom and grandma and grandpa, because even, you know, you hear your parents talk about, yeah, I had to take care of this or send money to your uncle or
grandma in Mexico.
And it's supposed to be the opposite way.
Well, I think it also kind of plays in the conversation we were having before the podcast of like how different cultures approach taking care of your family.
Right.
Like in America, it is very me. And maybe my parents, after the end of the day, like I don't think about how to take care of my family. I just care about how am I going to take care of myself? And if I have kids, how do I take care of them? But it's not like this cultural thing where we're all together, we're all a community, we're all taking care of each other, where you don't feel that pressure like it is all on me, because I'm like, I have family and we're all literally pooling all of our resources to take care of the older people who may not have the ability to work. So it's almost like a very American problem that we're having, where we're like, dang, I'm worried how I'm going to take it. Because I'm like, you are seeing it as you taking care of this person, because I can't rely on my sister, I can't rely on my brother to chip in or do anything, because they also grew up in this way of like, I got to take care of myself, Even us kicking people out at 18 is like crazy. A very American thing. Like, you got to go, you got to get on your job. Like, instead of doing like your parents are doing, like, you guys need to get established so you can still stay here. I'm not doing anything financially burdened. So while you're in your stages doing that, that enables you to help them later down the road. Like, that's how it should be. But it's like, you got to get out. You got to take care of yourself. You got to live on your own. You got to be independent. That breeds this now culture where we're like, well, how am I going to take care of these parents? Because I'm like, I don't even have enough to take care of myself. It sucks. And maybe we should approach it differently if we want to be able to take care of our family later down the road.
Yeah, there was another Reddit story I saw, and it wasn't like the ones we read. It was this guy, he was talking about a scenario that happened, but I remember seeing in the comments, people were so confused because he was like 35, but he was still at home. But like on the update, he was like, just for one thing, I live in like, I think it was somewhere in Asia. It's like, I live in this country or whatever. And he's like, that's just the norm around here. Like we just take care of each other. And I was just like, man, like, yeah, that is crazy. Like, you know, seeing like my friends like just going out and living on their own, like, and it's just like, man, like they're like going through it. And I'm just like, bro, like, I just wish it was better here. And it's sad.
Baby bunnies live on their own after 3 weeks.
Get them out. Mama bunny, like, get out.
They're this little.
No, that happened. We had a baby bunny nest in our yard. And when we had Baxter, my uncle's dog, we had him for a little bit.
Oh, I know where this is going.
He is a lab. And so he sniffed them out.
And murdered them all?
No, but a little bit of trigger warning. Bunnies sound exactly like squeaky toys when they're being bit. So I thought he had a squeaky toy in the backyard. And I look, and he's right at the door. He's like, and the thing's like, And, I'm like, and so we got him out. The bunnies were okay. I mean, one of them was pretty traumatized. He was like not moving.
The
it was
bunny
very.
lived?
He just sat
they
there.
were all alive.
Like, oh my! See, that's because Baxter's good, and I've always said
Baxter's a good dog, but also he was playing with live bunnies and he was biting them like they were toys.
They were like friends.
I don't think the bunnies thought that at all.
You put in your mouth.
Yeah,
but no,
put your friends in your.
They were all good. It's just I didn't want to put them back in our yard because they're in the backyard. So we ended up trying to like put them all together, but we were trying to go where the mom bunny was, but she kept running away. But I was like, please come back.
She's like, those ain't my kids. I'm done.
She's like, it's been 3 weeks. They're grown.
Get a job, baby bunny.
Right on time.
Give me some grandbabies.
And I know you told her not to be around that dog. I told you not to be around that dog, but you didn't listen to me. And this is the consequence.
This is why you're hanging out with bad influences.
She's like, I clocked Baxter from the minute I saw him.
I smelled him. He didn't smell right.
Poor baby bunny, but I do love Baxter, so I think they probably did something to him.
What are you talking about?
Baxter's in the right. He's not in the wrong in this situation.
Baxter is the asshole, okay?
Baxter is a dog and he goes hunting and he wants to play with, and you know, maybe it's a problem that people create chew toys that look like bunnies. Yeah. Because then he's like, oh, bunny. But this one runs.
Well, also, bunnies shouldn't sound like chew toys.
It was like kind of traumatizing right? How they sound like a chew toy when they're bit. The squeak.
Why don't you sound better? Because this is on you.
Because I'm looking outside. I'm like, we don't have any toys outside. I'm like, you know, like running out there. And then I just see him at the window and he's got one in his, and then it happened again, like a few days later. And then this time he had one at the foot of the door and one in his mouth. Gosh. I was like, Baxter, how do you? He's like, guys, I got some new friends. Like
I brought you dinner.
Brought you dinner.
Well,
let's chow.
The fact they're still alive, that's why I know it's a good dog. Because my aunt with the squirrel, there was bits of squirrel all over the yard.
That's horrible.
I'm like, I didn't look at this dog because he's like a little Chihuahua dog. I'm like, oh, you're like a little, and I'm like,
The Chihuahua took
yes.
out a
I'm like,
squirrel?
what did you do? What did you do? He's like, this is evil, man.
He's like, I killed the vermin. I got it.
Yeah, I got rid of him. Oh, God. So you did move them out of the yard?
Yeah, I put them somewhere else. Me and Hannah did. And then, of course, you worry about that. You're like, wait, do bunnies like leave their babies after they smell the humans? And I'm like, oh my God, I killed the bunny
I
this
think
way.
that's a myth.
Well, I looked it up and I saw 50-50 articles where it's like, no, it is. And it's like, no, it's not. And then it's like, no, you just killed that thing. I'm like,
the bunny smelling like, I hop away.
Baxter and Maddie?
Yeah.
Bunny's like,
I'm outta here.
Mom.
Baxter would have fine, but not
No
Maddie.
claim.
You're a dog now.
I see her when she's editing the videos, man. She nasty.
She just looks at a screen all day.
Yeah,
She's
that's all
never
she does.
outside.
That's all she does. Touch grass, Maddie.
Touch grass like a bunny.
Yeah. Hey, shout out Judy Hopps, one of the hottest bunnies in the game.
That's so crazy. Who called you out for having a bunny fetish? Was it Yvonne? Because she's
Yeah.
like, you like bunnies.
Yeah. And I'm like, I don't like bunnies. I like Judy Hopps specifically.
It's like you get in a marriage with one, like this next story.
Hey, I would get married to Judy. Not Lola, because I don't think she'd be a good relationship.
Lola.
I'm lost.
Lola was bad.
Lola was bad, but I think she would have problems in a relationship where she wouldn't be able to commit.
I guess she's too bad.
Yeah.
It's like a
Like Lola fine, but I'm like
toxic.
is she
Yeah.
marriage
Yeah.
material? Is she someone that I could see having my litter?
I'm done with you. But actually, that was really good.
That was good, right? That was good. I was happy with that one.
bestiality.
Oh, God. Okay, so this one has an update, a really big update. So it's basically 2 stories right here.
Ooh.
I think this one's kind of interesting because when I read it, I was like, I'm split. Okay, so
Okay, I love
am I the asshole for transferring my assets to my daughter before my marriage?
Interesting.
Exactly.
I mean, no. I don't. Not knowing anything else, no.
Yeah.
It's your
Tax
money, dude.
fraud. I feel like you're hiding something.
Am I the asshole for transferring my assets to my daughter before my marriage? I, female 28, had a daughter, female 9, while still in college. I'm ashamed to admit it, but I don't know who the dad is. It was a drunken party mishap.
No.
My parents disowned me, and sympathizing with my plight, my grandfather took me in. He had a bad relationship with my dad. Grandpa died 2 years ago, leaving me his entire estate. He was kind of rich. Inheritance. I started dating my fiance, Max, male 35, around 4 years ago. He has 2 kids, female 6 and male 10, and he has full-time custody of them as well. Their mom married someone else and moved across the country. She pays child support, but makes no effort to contact them or visit them. We have lived together for over a year now, and everyone gets along pretty well. We stay at the house my grandfather left me and split all the bills and expenses 50-50, but keep the rest of the finances separate. He popped the question 2 months ago, and I said yes. A few weeks ago, we had a minor fight. My daughter's birthday is coming up, and I wanted to gift her a pony. She's been learning to ride for a few years now and really wanted one. When I mentioned this to Max in a passing conversation, he got mad at me for wasting our money on stupid gifts like this. I told him that I'm not taking anything out of our budget, and I'm just going to be buying it out of my money. He said that I should buy his kids ponies too then and make it fair. I said, sure, let's split the expense. He told me that I should buy it myself since I'm rich and it is my decision to buy my daughter a pony in the first place. That he's trying to make it equal for all kids in the household and don't have money to waste like this. I get his point, but I felt that he would want me to make everything equal with his kids too. And I get they will be my kids too, and I should not treat them different. But I also felt like my daughter should not have to split her generational wealth. It's not mine, it's my grandpa's, and he loved her. He left it to me believing I would pass it on to her, so I made a trust fund transferring 50% of the assets I inherited into that. It has rules regarding reasons that I can withdraw out of it, like education and separate living allowances based on age, money for marriage, for house, and entire balances made available at 30. I set up another trust for myself, putting 30% of the assets in it with yearly allowances, and then to dissolve after 50, hoping to retire them. And then the balance of 20% is mostly the house, land, and emergency funds. I did it so that whatever income I earn, I will be able to make it equally split within the kids, but inheritance will stay intact for my daughter and my daughter's future without having to be split or used for my stepkids. My fiance found out about this a couple of days ago, saw some related papers in my drawer. He was really mad at me for cutting him and his kids out. He said if I was marrying him, then he would be sharing all assets and finances, and that's not fair for me to keep 90% of my wealth just to myself and my kid when he's sharing all of his with us. I said that I was sharing everything that I make too, just the inheritance is kept aside, and he's not bringing any inheritance into the union either. He said that's because he has none, and it's incredibly selfish of me not to share, to lock it away. That with this, my daughter will have a luxurious life while his kids have an average life, only since there's no way we can afford all that for them with our income only. I said generational wealth is separate and it should go to bio family. He called me an asshole for discriminating and depriving his kids of an equally good life. Am I the asshole?
No. He sounds like a gold digger.
Yeah.
I guess like they should have had this conversation probably before. But like, it's not his money. She makes good points. That's all I'm going to say.
Sam's over here.
No,
What are you going to
because
say?
I'm like literally on both sides. I'm like, this is a complicated one to me.
Yep.
I mean, this is like what's going to happen when you have mixed families, when you're like bringing people from different things. There are going to be things that other people have that other people don't. And I do know of the thing, you want to make sure all your kids feel the same way. Mm-hmm. So the pony thing I thought was weird. The pony thing I thought, well, buy my kids a pony. Like, I thought that part was weird. But the whole inheritance and setting that, because in the perfect world, you're like, well, we're all family.
Right.
So this inheritance, you're a part of my family now. So my grandfathers go to us as a family because we're all together. But I also see wanting to protect your daughter too. I'm not against the OP, but I'm not really for the OP either. I see why they did it, but yeah, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's almost like the prenup situations. You know? Like making a trust just for a potential scenario where the daughter could get screwed out of her inheritance. Mm-hmm. But it's like, why would you have to do that? But at the same time, I think a good way to not necessarily get out of this scenario, but more so, I don't know, like thinking with the grandpa in mind, right? So if it's like, if the grandpa were alive today and he had the inheritance,
right,
would he give this part of his inheritance to the stepchildren, or would he not? But at the same time, you're kind of thinking for somebody,
right?
So that's what. Yeah, this is like a toss up. Like
those ain't my kids, they ain't my grandkids.
Yeah, but if you think about it like that, like,
yeah,
I don't know, like, it seems like they were really close, and he really loved the grandchild. Right. So it's like, you could, in a way, I guess, think about it from his perspective. Like, okay, I don't think he would want these stepchildren to have this. I think I'm gonna just leave this for my daughter. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I don't know. This is a tough scenario.
Yeah, because I see both sides. Where I read the comments and I saw the comment about people being like, yeah, it sounds like he's a gold digger.
Money.
But then I like get his side too, because I'm trying to put myself in his shoes of like, okay, if I was marrying somebody and they had this huge amount of wealth and they were only going to give it to their kid, then I'm like, I'm thinking about my kids too. I'm not trying to be selfish, but I'm like, yeah, if we are going to be a family, we should all be as one. But then on the other side, it's like you are protecting your kid and the assets, because she does mention it's the grandpa's wealth that was always meant to go to that daughter, because he was like, you know, your grandparents didn't want to be around you guys. So this is me supporting your mom and this is me supporting you. So it always was meant to go to her. So I think the trust is a really good idea, but I don't know. I get both sides too, where I'm like, it is selfish and some people might think you're the asshole, but if I was in that position, and I think the trust was set up before he was there, he just didn't know about it.
No, I felt like they did it after the argument.
I thought he found out about it afterwards. So I don't know. I think I'm under the impression that it was there before. But she's like, I can pull out of anything for the trust anytime with whatever she wants. But I'm not going to do it for your kids too.
Yeah, because if it was before, it was different. But I'm like, I felt in the story, they were like, we had the talk about the horse, and then I was like, now I'm going to do this. Now I'm going to set up this trust in reaction to that. Yeah,
so I don't know what time this was, but it said, but I also felt like my daughter should not have to split her so maybe you're right, because it's not mine, it's my grandpa's, and he loved her. So I made a trust fund transferring 50% of the assets I inherited into that. So yeah, maybe she did do that while they were dating. But still, I mean, I don't know, 2 years to some people is a long time, but 2 years, I feel like in my opinion, is not that long. You could still kind of hide yourself, you know?
Yeah.
Can I add a different perspective?
Yeah.
As a self-diagnosed toxic person, what he is saying is something I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Like all these excuses about like, oh, but we have to be treated equal and like your money has to be ours. Like that's like manipulative. I feel like
okay.
If I'm trying to manipulate someone to give me something, that's what I would say.
Mm-hmm.
I would talk the way he's talking.
Right.
Wow.
Because I do hear that.
Because money's introduced? Because it seems like a lot of money is in this inheritance.
They were going to get a pony.
Yeah, I'm like, is it just because this money is introduced that we can even have this inclination that he's doing this for a nefarious reason? Like he is like a money grubbing. Because I'm like, if it was just like a smaller amount of money, he's like, hey, I thought we were just all. I don't know. It feels like it could be both ways. He could absolutely be I married you for your money. That's why I'm in this. I heard you got an inheritance. But he also could be like, no, I want to be fair, because it will affect the kids.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way that this kid is going to grow up with this amount of money and the two kids are going to be growing up alongside of them, and there's not going to be some conflict based on that.
Oh, like, for sure.
That is, their relationship is never going to be 100% just because of how much money this kid has and how much these kids don't have.
And living in the same house.
Right, living in the exact, like, and she's like, I'll pay you money to like go do my chores for me.
Go clean up my pony.
Yeah. So like, it's going to cost something. Like this family, they're on shaky ground already because of this money. Would have been better to be like, hey, let's just all do it. But on your point, saying it's only been 2 years, so like we could get divorced 5 years.
They're not married yet, right? Yeah.
And it could go downhill. And I'm glad I protected myself. But it's the same thing about prenup. Are you protecting for something that? Are you preparing for something? You're preparing for something negative. Mm-hmm. And does that almost make the negative thing come?
So I actually heard this explanation of a prenup like a few years ago. I was watching Two Hot Takes. Shout out Two Hot Takes. And the host on the show, it's herself and her boyfriend and sometimes her friends, but it's herself, and she was talking about her and her boyfriend and how they both have inheritance that's coming in for both of their sides. And so when and if they were to ever get married, because it was a long time ago, they would both say that we're going to have a prenup protecting this particular thing, like this particular house that I got for my grandma, and I think his was something else. But I heard that for a prenup, you're not necessarily preparing for divorce. You're protecting yourself, just like when it comes to having a will when you die. So the government doesn't really get to be like, okay, here's where your assets are going to go. It's like, no, the prenup is saying this is where all of our assets are going to go.
We decide
where it's split up amongst who. It's more of like a protection of when the law gets involved, they're going to be like, okay, it's 50-50 because of this, this, and this. It's like, no, we already have a prenup.
Right.
Oh, okay.
And like a postnup too.
Yeah.
But that's basically what it is. It's like, if we were to ever get divorced, we decide where our money goes, not the courts.
And I've heard that too, where you're like, we're planning while we're in love. Like we're in love with each other. We're in both good spirits and we both have clear heads and we're making decisions now and not if it did go wrong in the heat of the moment. Mm-hmm. It's like, it's laid out what's going to happen.
Yeah.
But if they both have prenups, they're like protecting, I guess.
Planning each other's estates.
They're like, so you're talking about the two hosts. They're protecting their own assets because they don't want that to be like, oh, no, you actually have to sell that house to give him half.
Okay.
She's like, no, this is I think it was a grandma's house that she gave to me. I don't remember what his was, but he had something too where it was like, no, this will stay with me.
Amusement park.
I think he did, actually. I think he was the author of Ripley's Believe It. I think he was Ripley.
Oh.
Believe It or Not book.
Shout out
Are you
Ripley.
joking?
No, I'm kidding.
brought me
Oh my
back
god,
so
I believe
far.
you. You're so good.
I'm as dry as Sam is.
I just
You should be
remembered-
a podcast host.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you'd be
Okay.
good.
Did you watch that show?
Ripley's?
Ripley's?
Yeah.
Ripley's?
Did you read the book?
The dude that
I
ate
read
the
the book.
medal
I definitely
read the
freaked
book.
me out.
Dean Cain was the host of Ripley's. He was Superman.
Am I the asshole for transferring assets to my daughter before my marriage? Update.
Okay.
I know this is quick, and I'm someone who always acts quickly, so here's the update. It was the same day, I believe.
Oh,
or like within 2 days.
Yeah.
They're not divorced. Please tell me they didn't get married.
Well, they were
Oh
married.
yeah, they didn't get married. They called it
They
off.
called it off.
I had a much needed conversation with Max. I showed him the posts, replies, advice, and experiences. He looked defeated to see this. At the core, there were 2 issues. 1, how much do I trust him? And 2, how do we handle finances moving forward? He told me he was ready to sign a prenup before I even asked if that would alleviate my worries. He said all he wanted to do is have everyone in the house feel equal, to not make his kids feel resentful, to make it fair for everyone, and I understood that. The fact is, there is no way it could be made fair for everyone. If I want to give my daughter the best of everything, I should give his kids the same too, but that's not always possible even with our combined incomes. For example, if her love for writing stays, both me and her would prefer to attend a private school providing equestrian sports. Tuition for that and related costs can be, available via trust, but we would not be able to afford to pay tuition for his kids out of our combined income. Trust is already set up, and even I cannot withdraw money for their tuition. Even if I could, I would be reducing my retirement funds or my daughter's inheritance. Same goes for the car, tuition fund, and all of the other expenses my daughter will have covered, but even with our expenses, we can't give equally to Max's kids. Further, marriage is a big risk. Even with a prenup, if he takes on debt during the course of the marriage, I would also be liable. A lot of comments have instilled a lot of fear in me, and I also am worried about the resentment finance is going to build. I love Max, I really do, but I love my daughter a million times more. She is my life. I have to accept that her future and opportunities are more important to me than a marriage, at least for the next 9 years. And who am I kidding? Till my daughter can be fully independent. And I cannot fault him for wanting the same for his kids. He's just being a dad. But I cannot take away from my daughter to give to his kids, and I can only give equal love and care to them, equal attention. Financially, we're just not compatible. Long story short, I gave him back his ring.
Yes.
Engagement and marriage is off the table for now. After all, there is no real necessity to get married. We're both sad about this turn, but the fact that he did not kick up a fuss is a bit reassuring. I really do believe our companionship is just as valuable to me as it is to him, just that we are also parents who want the best for our children. We don't know where our relationship is going. I would still like to have him in my life, but he's also free to leave and find another person. I did not ask him to leave, and he is staying for now. I will try to keep normal stuff equal between us all, whatever I can afford to do out of my income. My daughter is still getting a pony. It's a gift from her great-grandpa. After all,
Yes.
I would not compromise her life and choices. My grandpa took me in for her sake. He left it all to me for her. I cannot compromise on that. And there's no need for 3 ponies. Neither of his kids know or have shown any interest in riding. If they want one after seeing my daughter with hers, we will get them riding lessons and they can share. They will be getting the best birthday presents we can afford that align with their interests for their birthdays, if Max sticks around until then. I will also be protecting the house and the land as well. He cannot make claims as far as I know, but I will still be discussing it with my estate lawyer. Thank you for helping me to see what I refused to. Love had me blind. Shout out season 5.
Love is blind. Season 5?
I want to make a comment.
Make it, girl.
Make it.
Yeah.
So remember how you, Sam, were like, oh, prenup, she's assuming the worst, kind of?
Yeah.
That was your vibe?
Yeah.
Well, him, like, being scared that, oh, they're going to treat each other different because she's got all this money. Like, maybe, but if you raise them right, they'll be nice and understand and play nice and be respectful.
Yeah.
So I think they were both jumping a little bit. But I'm so glad that she was independent and gave the ring back.
Well, because he was ready to sign the prenup.
Yeah.
I do think it's a mature decision that they made. Because I'm like, I honestly don't know how it could go otherwise. But I'm like, I feel like this is leading to them eventually not being together, probably.
Yeah. I think the thing that she said that makes the most sense for me is she said, we're not financially
compatible.
Yeah.
Which I think is a really big thing.
Valid.
Yeah.
So even if they did have the marriage and the prenup, she's still, not going to have that trust for him when it comes to the land and the house.
Right.
And I still do kind of think just because they're kids that they are going to get jealous of like, she has a
Yeah.
pony and you got me a
She's
bike.
like, clap, clap, clap.
I'm going
Like,
to
you wanna
public
race?
school.
No, I'm going to public school. You're going
Racing
to
a
private
bike in
school.
the
At school.
Are you kidding me? Yeah, they're like on the bus and she's just like flipping them off on her
she's
pony.
riding past the bus. And I went to the finest private equestrian school, and you guys went to public school.
She just has like an English accent when
You're
she
just
gets home.
exactly. She's gonna be it's gonna be just like Parent Trap, where the ones
Right.
Like, oh, mama.
Okay, but that girl had a cool life too, the country one. Just saying. Okay, sorry.
She
Wait.
did.
Wait.
But
She had
it's
a
like,
giant house.
Okay, there was one in England and then one, in California, and they were like in a vineyard.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They were both rich.
they were both pretty rich.
So not like Parent Trap.
It would be unequal.
That's what they're trying
Yeah.
to live like. It's a Parent Trap.
Yeah, the whole trust thing though too.
Hey, did y'all know that was the same actress? Lindsay Lohan, please.
I thought that was Lindsay Lohan and Lily Lohan. Lohan. Sorry, Brandon.
Brandon.
Yeah, I was gonna say the whole trust thing, like especially like when he's like, "Oh yeah, I'll sign a prenup like right away," and then like afterwards when she's like, I think we should call it off. He's like, "Yeah, this marriage wasn't given. Just stop giving money like this next story."
I knew it.
Good job.
You can't get past it.
I can't. Oh, I'm dying.
Why are you dying?
I'm still stuck on the Lindsay Dino. Yeah, that's dumb.
What did I say? Like Lindsay and Lily?
Yeah, it made me laugh.
I thought you knew. I didn't know you
It tickled me.
thought they were twins.
It tickled me.
I just wonder where Lily is.
Where
Because
is
Lindsay's
Lily?
all over the news. She was
Free
in
Lily.
Greece for the longest time. I watched her reality show when
She was in that movie that Netflix.
Yeah, that
Netflix-
Christmas
Whoa.
movie.
Great movie, by the way.
I didn't see it.
You see it?
Mm-mm.
I can catch your sarcasm way better listening. As
Like
not-
later on.
Yes.
Oh.
In here, I'm like, am I missing something?
Well, that's because Maddie is sarcastic literally 80 to 90% of the time.
Gosh, she's so good.
So you just got to be
But
used
yeah,
to
no,
it.
I switch from serious to sarcastic, but I don't change my tone. So I actually end up confusing a lot of people. So
Like, I knew it was a lie when you were talking, but then as you got it, I'm like, oh, maybe.
Maybe it's
you're like,
Oh, wait, no.
oh, okay. Yeah.
like, wait, where is Lily?
Well, that happens with Sam
Who's
too.
Lily?
You're all I ever wanted.
I know them.
You're all I ever needed. Yeah. So tell me what to do now. 'Cause I want you back.
No.
Oh,
Should your brother be a DJ?
Oh, yeah. Am I the asshole for telling my parents that if they give my brother money, I will stop giving them money?
No.
Yeah, you get
nah.
it.
Okay, but something you should know about me.
Yeah.
She's toxic.
I'm
You
a
said this.
I'm a cheerleader. Like, even if you're I'm like, I did this thing that's so bad. I'm like, girl, I got you. Like, you're right. I'm that
no.
person. Yeah.
You'll support no matter what.
Yes.
Even if it
it's
is
bad?
bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I don't want you to feel bad about it.
Okay.
Because you'll figure it out. If you're a good person, you'll figure it out.
Someone walks up to you and says,
Yeah.
I murdered somebody and buried the body somewhere completely obvious.
No,
What do I
that's
do?
different. I'm gonna be like walking away like you're crazy.
Am I the asshole for telling my parents that if they give my brother money, I will stop giving them money? My female 32, brother 35 is trash. He has multiple baby mamas and is a deadbeat. He's also the apple of my mom's eye. He can do no wrong and is just misunderstood. My parents are retired and on a fixed budget. I do well for myself and I help them out. I give them maybe $500 a month to help with groceries and bills. Every once in a while, I will give them extra for an unexpected expense, no questions asked. My mom asked me for $2,000 and I sent it to her. Strangely enough, I ran into my brother at a family wedding. I had been told he could not afford to attend because it was a destination wedding. Weird. Funny story, he actually missed the wedding because he hooked up with some rando on an excursion and went to their resort. it was our cousin's wedding, and my aunt was pissed. She had to make special arrangements to get him included in the trip since he only got the money last minute. She said my mom shouldn't have given him the money if he wasn't even going to show up. Then she shut up after she saw the look on my face. I enjoyed the wedding and had a great time, and when I got home, I went to go see my parents. I asked my mom why she had asked for $2,000. She lied and said, something for the house. I asked, what? She couldn't say. I told her what my aunt said. I told her and my father from now on that I wanted receipts for any money that I gave them. I said I have no problem helping them, but I'll be damned if I work my ass off for her to give my money to my piece of shit brother. She started crying, and my dad said that they weren't children and didn't answer to me. I agreed, and I walked out. I didn't talk to them for 2 months. My aunt called me yesterday and told me that my parents were thinking of going to the food bank since they didn't have any money. I said I've given them $2,000 a couple of months ago, and that was more than enough for my family of 3. She said that I knew damn well that they had given my money to my brother. I told her that he probably should pay them back then. She said that I was being a bitch. Am I the asshole?
That's what the food bank is for.
Oh,
That's fine. No shame.
Oh, no.
especially if you make that decision.
Yeah.
I would be pissed too. If it was a brother that I already had a rocky relationship with and he was being super dependent when he didn't need to be on family. Again, it's like the first story. Or what was it, the first story with the 6 babies?
7.
7. Sorry.
Yeah.
Bruh. But
That was good.
yeah. So I would be mad too. So I'd be like, yeah, no, I'm not giving you any more money if you're just going to give it. How much? Because now you think, how much money has she given to him in general? She's probably been paying this man to just live on his own, do whatever.
I would say to each their own. Like that works for you. I always put myself in their shoes. I couldn't do that. Like, I would probably buy my parents the food. I wouldn't give them money.
But then that's kind of treating them like little kids. Like, you don't trust me, you're just giving me the money.
Oh, yeah. I guess that, yeah, because then they kind of threw it back in their face. It was just like, well, we don't answer to you anymore. It's like, okay, then I don't have to answer
I
at
don't
all.
have to give you anything.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, yeah. I don't know. Yeah. You're not. I don't know what I would do in that scenario, but
Yeah.
I don't think they are.
Yeah, because my only thing with money is if you're giving it to someone, it's not yours anymore. Like that's how I'm like, you give it away, it's not yours. You don't have any. Your choice was to give it up, and then that's when your choices end. What they do with the money, if they blow it, if they waste it, you decide to give it, then you give it. Then that's done. If you don't want to give it, then don't give it. That's how I see it. So I see people getting mad so much. I'm like, hey man, I let you borrow $50, and then I saw you at the movies or something. I saw you doing something like, then why'd you need $50? Like, you're going to the movies. Why'd you spend it on this? Mm-hmm. I'm like, that's why you're getting mad because you're so invested in how they're spending. You shouldn't have given them money in the first place.
That's a good point.
That's how I see it.
Yeah. I think that's a good point to maybe get over the fact of how much money you'd already given them. But I'd probably do what you guys are saying of just like, okay, I'm not going to give you any more money because if you're not going to let me figure out where it's going to go, and yes, that's definitely like controlling you like a child,
yeah, which
I would be annoyed to do as well. And I don't know if you're going to give it to my brother and enable him, you know, then I'm not going to give you any more money. I'm sorry if you have to go to a food bank to get food, but I can't trust what you're going to. I would be upset if I found out that I was given to the brother, so I can't give you any more, you know.
Would that make you more upset though, finding out that your parents had to go to a food bank?
Yes, it would, but it's like I would be mad too if they're giving it away.
Yeah.
Because it's like with the $2,000, that money was for them. Now it's gone. Now it's like, it's just like if you got paid from a job in a way to think about, like you need to figure out where that money's going to go. And if you decide to give all of that money away to somewhere else, you don't have any money left at the end of the month. It's not like you can keep asking me for money.
Yeah. I think my lens is also different because I love my parents and my parents love me, but that's not everybody's story. So I don't know, like,
it's not everyone's.
yeah, it just like just hearing like, oh yeah, my parents had to go to a food bank, like that crushes me.
Yeah,
but it's like at the same time they're not being financially smart,
right?
But it's like, and then what you were saying, they're like, they already said, hey, I'm drawing the line at you controlling what I do with my money. So it's like,
yeah, I guess he didn't have to like throw it in their face and be mean and like give me receipts. He could have just stopped, I think, giving them money. That's my opinion.
Yeah, because I do see in the situation when they're going to the food bank, I could say like, well, I'll take you to the grocery store and let's go get your groceries. I don't want my parents eating at a food bank. But yeah, I'm done with the money thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know what I haven't done in a while? Wait, that's not it. Here it is. Cousins.
Oh my god!
Okay, well, I think that's it for the podcast. So thank you, Yesenia, for joining us.
Thank you.
Yes.
Mi placer, mucho gusto. Gracias.
Oh!
Go ahead and sign us out in Spanish, please.
Muchas gracias por escuchar este podcast. Comfort Level. Nos vemos la próxima semana.
Yeah!
Adios.
Bye.